Alright, how is everybody doing? Welcome back to the homestead here on Silverrun. I believe today is going to be a big day for us. Just walking out of the camper here. I haven't even been outside yet. Going to bring you guys along, but look at that. We are ready to harvest. Yeah. So that means the sorghum can be harvested today. And when the sorghum's harvested, that means we get chickens today. So it's going to be a big day. I did have a little bit of time last night. The days are staying brighter longer with it being in the summer. So up on the place where we're planting the second field, I did get another load of logs loaded up. But first off, let's check the sales. Any harvesters? No. That's not a bad deal. But I think I'm going to walk down to Cousin Eddie's because I'm coming back with a harvester. I haven't seen any better options yet, so I think we're just going to go with the Kloss one we looked at last time. Get our little morning jog in here. This is a nice area too. It's a good flat area. Definitely wouldn't want to live this close to everybody else, but this may be a good area to set up some set up a field and maybe a couple of areas to work on. But that'll be a future project. There goes the train. But yeah, I guess that's one thing about a homestead, is always looking at the future projects. Well, let's get in here and spend all our money. So we're going to go into harvesters. The Nova, that would be a little bit of an upgrade of what we're going to end up getting. I did look at this bison right here, but for what we're getting, I think this one is a better deal. Alright, let's see. Wheel setups, what can we change? Wide wheels? Actually, going up the hill, the wide wheels might be better for traction. Midas or Lizard. Okay. Chopper. Does that cost any extra? 2,100. I won't need it for this crop. Let's see, roof setup. What is that? Oh, 1,700 for a cab. You know, I think it will be worth $1,700 to stay out of the dust, honestly. And we do have a few extra dollars, so let's get it. And then we will need the header for it. And that should be fine. Like I said, with us being so close, we don't really need the header trailer. So let's check this thing out. There it is. Our first major piece of equipment. We do have the tractor, but this is a bigger piece. Runs good. See if we can get attached to this header. I kind of wish they would have had it turned the other way for me, but I believe we can get to it. There we go. Alright, well, this is going to be a kind of slow journey, so I'm going to get it up here to the field and I'll bring you guys back in just a second. Alright, yes, that was a slow journey, but I am glad we did get the wider tires on there because it struggled getting up this hill. But I'm thinking we may be able to fit this entire field in the grain hopper. It's not going to be a lot, but if not, we'll have to look into maybe getting a cheap trailer. But let's get in these fields. Let's unfold it. Okay. One little flap, alright. Let's see what we get. Alright, not a horrible yield. I know we didn't get as good as we could have got with the precision farming, maybe next year. But if we could get a couple thousand liters, I believe that'll do. We're only going to start with like 20 chickens, and then we'll let them reproduce to get up to the full 40 for the coop we have. I knew that putting it on the hill would be a little bit of a struggle, but when it's all the land you got to do what you got, huh? Let's take a look at the interior on this thing. It's kind of odd sitting at an angle. It's an old piece of equipment, no computer screens, but I believe we got all the information we need. Alright. Yeah, it looks like we might get 3,000 or 4,000 liters. But we'll see. Let's do a little quick time lapse right here. This shouldn't take too long. Alright, I may have overshot the estimate just a little, but we did get over 2,000. And for this tiny little field, I don't really think that's horrible. So let me turn this off right quick, and we will see about ordering some chickens. So I think I'm going to get the ones that are already close to reproduction age. They're just starting with, they've just hit puberty, so they are reproduction age. So if we select them, how much is 20 going to cost me? $1,100 with delivery. We got 20 chickens. Nice. Let's open the door for them. And I have heard you get better egg yield with a rooster, so we'll buy one rooster. Definitely don't want 20 roosters. Oops. Alright. $6 on a rooster. Not sure if that's true or not, but it never hurts to have one little rooster. He'll help wake me up in the morning. So let's see if we can put the grain straight into their feed trough from here. If so, then we won't need a trailer, and we can just keep it in here all the time. Whoop, too much. Let's try it there. Look out, chickens. We got breakfast coming. Not down that hill. Excuse me, chicken. Excellent. See how much they take. Alright. And like I said, since we don't really have anything else, we'll just... Oh, I can't close the flap while the tool is filled. Okay. Fair enough. We'll just park this over here out of the way. I believe this combine is going to do us good for several years. It's a decent size. Alright, so we're starting off the episode with a bang here. at all these chickens. Alright, so now we have to till the field up for replanting. And now that it's not plowed, we will have to worry about weeds on the next go round. So let's take a look at the growth calendar. Not that one, this one. So we are right here. If we get it ready quick enough, we can get barley in and then come around and harvest it next June. That's what I want to push for. So let's see. We can deal with the weeds next month or two. We do have the trees that I just loaded up. Oh, I did talk to Cousin Eddie. He found me 2 more options for some cheaper skid steers. They're still not real cheap, but these things are just worth a lot of money. So this one's $25,000 with 74 horsepower. It's a Bobcat. And then this one is 74 or 25,000 with 108 horsepower. And it's a lot older model, but this is a high lift. So if I need to like load a grain seed bag or something, it'll lift a lot higher. So I think this is the one we're probably going to go after. Maybe the logs up top can pay for that. But let's see, cultivator, can't do a power harrow. We don't have enough power for that. This will do a meter that's smaller than our plow. What else we have in the older equipment here? This will do 2.1 meters. Let's check the cultivators. 12,000, yeah, that's out of the range. We got to get into this old equipment. 2.8, 3.5. $3 meters. I'm not a big fan of the style of these, so I'm probably not going to get that one. So far, this one's looking like the choice. Let's check subsoilers. That would work too. 1.5 meter. Now those are all. That's a heavy subsoiler. That's basically a plow, and it takes 150 horsepower. We don't have that. So between this at 2.8, it only takes 35 horsepower though, and 2.1, it's a little bit cheaper but not enough to matter. Looks like we're going with a cultivator. Oh, we can change the color. Oh, we got 2 options. I do like the darker look. With roller. With leveling boards. With both. I think we just leave it standard. We got our own roller. So let's buy this. And the tractor's up top where I was loading up trees. And that's going to be a long ride. So let me get up here and get the tractor, and I'll see you when we get down to Cousin Eddie's. Alright, here we are. And he's got us sitting out front here ready to go. Let's hook up to this. Let's get up here and cultivate this field. This should be a lot quicker. It's like 4 times bigger than the plow. Yeah, that field, that's a tiny field, so having that second one up top is going to be real important. I think I need to focus on getting the little skid steer next. That way I can get rid of the stumps. And I believe I can lease the rock buster. If not, I'll just have to buy it. I think it's either 7,000 or 9,000, but I think it's 9,000. But like I said, I loaded up some trees last night, and there's still at least another load up there. And then I also have some I need to finish getting up down the hill a little bit, because down the hill is where I want to plant the trees for our logging industry. All right, just pulling up some big stones this time. I'll get those collected up, no big deal. If we can get this good to go, we will plant next month. So, but yeah, well, after this, we'll get that load of logs sold and maybe try to get the rest of them loaded up. And with the price of the logs, I believe that should give us enough for them to skid steer with the 2 loads, maybe even a stone buster. But yeah, we'll do a time lapse of this. It shouldn't take too long with this size cultivator. So I'll bring you back in when we get done. Alright, that's just about it. I know this cultivator said it only wanted 35 horsepower, but the transmission on this Deutz just doesn't really want to pick up where it should. So I'm thinking, get that little patch doesn't want to do right, but I didn't want to, but I might have to trade the Deutz in. That'll be something that we get for next year, though. About out of room. Don't want to block anything in that I need to get to. We'll just put it over here. But I'm thinking over the winter, we'll get the barley in with the Deutz and everything. And if I can get it done in time, I think I'm gonna do barley in the upper field as well. But if I can get all that done, I should have enough money to get the tree planted, get the tree planter, and also get a new tractor, one with the precision farming equipment on it and everything. Something with a little better transmission. Power wise, it's not a bad one, but yeah, that transmission's rough. I'm gonna go up here to the top and get this load of logs. It's gonna be really productive today. We're gonna get a lot done. Let me run up here and get this, and I will bring you back in when we're on the way to the sawmill. Alright, we're getting ready to head up to the sawmill here. I checked the prices, and the newer sawmill is paying about $40 more per thousand. So that's definitely where we're headed. Get the most money we can, of course. I did switch from 6 meter to 7 meters on the logs. I end up getting a better cut on the trees, like the full-size trees. I don't end up with a weird little scrap piece, and I can just also haul more liters on the trailer. This truck's about due for a little repair. Might have to do that. We're gonna get this sold, and we'll see how much we have, if we can afford the The skid steer, we'll go ahead and get that. We're still going to have to get another load of trees off the top up there. And then get those out of the way. And I also want to get the other logs while the field is not planted. So we'll get those out of there as well. But that should, I think just this load alone, we should have enough to get that little skid steer. But we'll see. See what they do. These are all lodge poles and ponderosas anyway. There we go. And let's see. There it is. Yep, 22,000. And I'm getting environmental score penalty. That's part of the precision farming. Now that I've harvested, and the fact that I haven't used the precision farming, I get a tax for not having the proper fertilization and equipment and soil sampling and all that. So that definitely makes something else to look into. Don't want to lose any money we don't have to. So yeah, I believe the Deutz might have to get traded in. I'm gonna head up to the top and get another load sold. I know I have enough to get the skid steer, but I also want enough to get the stone crusher, buster, breaker, whatever they call it. So I'm gonna head up there. I gotta pull the tractor back up there, and I will bring you back in once we're all set up and ready to load. Alright, I'm up here. I believe I got the last of them cut up and I was loading them. I didn't want to get it all loaded without you, so I figured I'd bring you in for the last pieces here. Got 2 more trees worth, I believe. Get these loaded up. Not sure this will make a full trailer, so like I said, we want to get the ones down out by the field side anyway. I know we might be a little time-lapse heavy on this episode, but I think it's the best way to get this done. So let's do another time-lapse right quick, and we'll get these loaded up. I keep getting hung on a stump or something right there. Let me get this last log loaded up. Like I said, the transmission on this little Deutz is just struggling. Don't think there's anything they can do about putting a different transmission in a tractor this old, so it's looking more and more like it's going to be a trade-in. So, but we'll see. That comes months from now. I did spot one more log I didn't get cut up, so I might go ahead and get it loaded up if I can get it on top here. A little bit more room in the center. Yeah, I won't make you watch this this nightmare of getting around stumps and dealing with transmissions. So let me get it cut up and loaded up, and I'll bring you back in. Alright, that last one was a little one, only had 2 pieces in it anyway. I've already got the tractor down. We'll come back and get the logs over by the field, but I've been kind of cutting this piece out, but I just going to let you guys see the pain of trying to get across this river until we can get us a little bridge. Not too bad, but it bounces the suspension of that truck. Alright, another thing I was thinking too is we have all these trees down here on the bottom of the hill. We could take those out when we get the tree planter. The crate comes with 320 trees, so we could plant several more back down in here. But that's always an option, give us a little more money. I did see another spruce or 2 in there. We need to take those down for the cabin anyway. But up here, this area we were at, and a little bit, it's been a while since we've been over here. But this is where I want to plant the trees for the basically forestry industry. So I think we should go in, take out the rest of the good ones, and that way we can plant all fresh. And then, like I said, we're going to leave a nice little opening. We'll go right down this line and leave the opening for the breeze coming into the wind generator. So we may do that over the winter. Probably won't be too long before we start planting trees, honestly. So look forward to seeing that coming up. But let's get this load over to the sawmill and get it sold. And then we should definitely have enough for a skid steer and the rock buster. So let me get over there and I'll see you in just a second. Alright, back with load 2. After this we will get the rocks busted and the stumps cleared away, and I believe we are going to try to plow that field, and then we can get everything planted all at once and just do barley basically again for chickens, but you get better yield off barley, and we get straw, so that's something else we can sell. Let's see what we get. So we got 20,000 minus 1,300. One thing I can do to help the environmental score is there's a company that'll come out and take soil samples for you. And I'm not going to do it until I get the other field plowed because I want that one included too. But if I go here to the precision farming, see my sets are low. So it would cost me $814 and $140 because my field is split over 2 plots. And then once I get a field up here, I can get the soil sample of all 3. I might go ahead and get these coming, that way they're done. Alright, you can see the 26 right here is our score. We purchased these for $175. It bumps it to 41. And I'll even tell you, we have sandy loam up here. Or loamy sand, sorry. We'll see what we get up here. So that should help our environmental score a little bit. The penalties we've paid is already more than that. So I'm gonna get the truck up to the house, and I will run back down to Eddie's because again I'm just gonna drive the old skid steer up there. Let me get all that set up. I'm gonna go ahead and I think I'm just gonna purchase the rock buster instead of leasing it, because I did notice there's jobs you can go do for other people that want rocks broken up on their property. So we could make the money back from that and end up with a little bit of labor but free piece of equipment. So let me get all this set up and I'll bring you back in. Alright, well here it is. For an extra $600, I believe it was, I was able to get a set of roll bars on top with a little sunshade for me, and I went and paid an extra $500 to get some more off-road tires, being as where we are. So it ended up being, I think, 26,100, which is still a good deal in my opinion. This old Massey, and the Rock Buster was 9,000, not 7, unfortunately. There we go. Let's get it up here. At 11 miles an hour. Awesome. Smoking it. Yeah, I'm not gonna force you with this either. We'll do a quick cut when we get up there. All right. Well, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I'm glad we did get the one with the extra horsepower. But I remember seeing a rock over here that needed to be taken out. Right there. So we'll start with this one. Get it turned on. There we go, busting away at the stone here. I don't know how many hits it's going to take this big rock out. It's a pretty good size one. There. Just into a little pile of stones. Alright, we'll get the rest of these. Another thing I was thinking of, especially with doing some forestry, is I would like to get more involved with helping out the town, and even the roller coaster. That's one of the things I want to supply them with the stuff they need to get that back up and going. Not sure if the city owns it or whoever, but it is part of the town, so I'd like to help them finish that. So when we get the trees growing, maybe we can find us some sort of little sawmill or something that we can get set up. I know the old sawmill is for sale, but that's $250,000, and we're not quite there yet. But we always could look at a business loan. That would be a little different from the bank because you would use the business as collateral itself. But maybe there's something we can set up on our own land a little cheaper and help the community out. Whoop. So yeah, that's something I want to do too. There's a lot I would like to do in this homestead. It's becoming more than just a homestead. We're meeting a few people and trying to become part of the community here, which I'm completely not opposed to, as long as I get to live off in the woods. Let's see, is that it? Brakes on this thing aren't the best. That might be it. Alright, well, I wonder if the stone picker can get those up. They have to get the, there's another deer hanging over by the little pond. Let me run down there, I will get the tractor with the stone picker, and we'll see if we can get those up. If not, I might just get a shovel and throw them off into the woods or something. And let me get the stump grinder, and we will get this, and I believe, at least before the end of the day, we're going to get this field plowed in. So let me get everything set up for you, and I'll bring you back into just a second. Alright, we're going to test this out. I don't know if it will work because this is not a field, but let's see. No. Didn't think so. Oh well. So I'll just go down here and get my shovel and I'll throw them out in the woods. I'll do that in just a little bit. I'm going to grind some stumps first. Make sure this isn't in the way of any of the stumps. Right there looks good. We'll need that stone picker anyway for the field. So let's see how this little Massey handles the stump grinder now. Oh yeah, it got it. let's do another time lapse. We'll cut a few stumps out and then I'll finish them up. And I believe we're ready to start plowing. That way we can plant both fields next month. I believe that is the last of them. Searched this land pretty good. And there is something to be said for new modern equipment. You saw me roll back into the creek here at the beginning. Like I said, the brakes on this thing are not the best. Let me see if I can get it across. But it can handle that. So I'm going to get this out of the way. I'm going to put it over here. I need to get rid of the stumps that were over here too. So let me go grab the tractor. And we will go get our tiny plow and make us another tiny field. The tractor has a hard time getting across this creek with these tiny front tires. Let's see how it does. This seems to be the flattest spot. There we go. Just have to bounce it a little bit. And I've been kind of half using where I want to put in this little pass-through road now that the field is harvested. And I'm not worried about destroying any of the crops. And this is going to be a time saver, so this is definitely something we'll have to do. Oh, what do we have? We have our first eggs. We have 12 eggs. Looks like a lot more than 12. So guess what's for supper tonight? We're eating our own eggs this time, not going and buying them from anybody. Eggs that our little chickens have produced. All right. Another goal knocked off. Hopefully we have enough grain to sustain them. But if not, I can buy a bag that's expensive, but we'll see. Let me get this plow and I'll get back up there and I'll bring you back in though. All right, let's cut in another field. I guess I want to start off with the outside line just to see what we got. I know this tractor's probably going to struggle with these hills, but it's what we got for now. It's not doing terrible. So I don't want to go too crazy with the angle and make it hard for the seeder to get a level path and the harvester as well. Right in here should be good. I did leave a few trees to kind of keep the pond looking nice for our view from the house when we build up here. Speaking of that, I still need to drop a few more trees so they can start drying. I need to do that pretty soon. Let's go up this way. And I may end up losing a little bit of that when I put the bridge in. I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to be able to build that. But if we do, it's not a big deal. But I'm going to throw you on one more time lapse today. We'll get this field cut in. It's bouncing me all around with this rough terrain. Maybe I can smooth it out a little bit. But yeah, let's get it going. We just about got it. This has taken hours. Seriously considered going down talking to Cousin Eddie about renting a bigger tractor with a better plow, but didn't want to waste the money. We've got the time. Might as well just put in the work. Get this last strip and a half, I believe. Hopefully there won't be too many more times where I have to use this little plow. This is a long process, but I think this field's going to end up being a pretty good bit bigger than the other one. There it is. But look at what a difference. Yeah, the Deutz struggled. I did find a little bit better angle to go across the field. But look at this. No more bushes, no more shrubs. The lightning bugs are coming out. Yeah, I believe this is going to be a decent little field for us. But I do believe that is where I'm leaving you today. We did get an awful lot done. Sorry if this was a little longer episode, but sometimes it just have to be. But I appreciate you tuning in, and hope you have a good day. Thanks for watching.